Perfect. Massive.
Welcome back to JR Pro Shot Vids. Today we got Jungo throwing the brand new reality check. And you know what? We called this ball a while back.
Reality check.
So we know how popular the reality is here. It's a huge ASIM ball, probably the biggest hooking ball in all of 900 Global's lineup. So we're really excited to see how this one compares. So the reality check here has the disturbance core and the other reality balls, but it also has the S84 beta hybrid cover stock. Should be a little bit different from the original reality, which has the S84 response solid cover stock. So overall, we think the new reality check here will be a little bit later, a little bit weaker overall when compared to the reality here. In addition to the reality, we also have Jung throwing the reality check against the RST X1. It's one of his favorite balls in his bag right now, and it's a really great asymmetric hybrid in the Storm kind of family of products. So we're really excited to see how these two compare. So we just finished up with League a few hours ago. We bowled on Titanium. We got teams of 3 bowling 4 games each, so we're getting pretty close to that breakdown / burn area. And then we ordered a fresh Titanium on the other lane, so we're gonna get a really good idea of how this ball reacts on a fresh pattern and on the burn. So being a hybrid, meaning that the cover stock is gonna be a little bit weaker, a little bit longer, I think this ball is gonna do really well on the burn, but we're probably gonna see this reality do really well on the fresh. So the question we're asking today is, can this ball perform at a high level on both the fresh and the burn? Stay tuned to find out. Shout out to all of our members watching 24 hours earlier than the rest of our general public. If you want early access to videos, coaching, merch, perks, priority reply to comments, make sure to become a member by clicking the join button down below. Enough talking, let's get to bowling. Let's send it over to Jung on the lanes.
What's up, everybody? Jungo's back. We got a fresh reality solid against a new reality check. And we'll throw a little bit of X1 in there too, because that's my favorite hybrid. Reality check's also a hybrid. So, bowling at Titanium, super fresh, just dressed. We'll start with a solid. All right, long pattern. 44 feet, stand on 26, trying to hit 18 here at the arrows. All right, not too bad. Missed a little bit to the right, so you can see it kind of labored down lane. A little weak 10. Let's throw it a little bit better. Well, you can already see how early this reality is rolling. Really strong ball. Threw a pin down reality against a pin down infinite physics in the previous vid, so this is a pin up. All right, really good shot there. Still a little late going down lane, so I'm gonna move one to the right, see if we can hit it flush. So one board right with the feet, keep the target the same, close the angles a little. There we go, perfect. Exactly what you want to see on the long. Reality check, same line. So obviously it's going to go a little bit longer, hook a little harder in the back end. We just want to know by how much. Definitely hooks a little bit less and goes further down lane. The reality was a little bit further right than that shot. Hooked much harder, went flush. That still had the 10 pin go late there. Slowed the ball speed down, got it to where the reality was. Definitely hooked harder in the back end. But the hook is almost similar, just a little bit less out of the reality check. I like the colors on this ball. All right, let's go 2 boards to the left, slow it down a little bit. Should recover, it's a big ball. Didn't throw it that great, still got there to the pocket. Let's just stay there, throw it a little bit better. Didn't catch all of it. It's a good sign though, don't catch all of it, still hits the pocket. Caught all that one. Got the 10 out late. A little deep with it now, just 2 boards to the left. A little bit deep for it on the fresh, so pretty touchy. This ball needs some dry boards, I think, to the right. You can already tell this ball is gonna be a little bit better once the lane's been bowled on for a little bit. Get the ball hooking a little bit earlier, be a little bit more controllable, a little bit more error room. But right now, the reality is probably the ball to use. Now we'll throw the X1 a little bit, my favorite hybrid. Works really well in the long, so we'll throw the same line as the reality. Yeah, I think it just fits like right in between the two. A little bit later than the reality, and a little bit more overall than the reality check. Right in between. These 3 balls are like really close together. Same line. Yeah, that ball's so good on the long. I bring it everywhere. So like I was saying, the X1 is probably my favorite asymmetrical ball. It happens to be a hybrid. And with that being said, if you like a core, if you like a cover, you should probably have every ball that includes that core or that cover that you really like. So I got a couple X1s, I have a couple X2s. I really like the core, I really like the way it rolls for me. It gets down the lane really easy because I roll it with not that much tilt, so I need that help, and it really suits my game. So if you guys really like the reality, you probably should get a reality check. If you like the X1, you should probably get an X2, vice versa, right? So just a little advice from pro shop operator. If you like the core, keep using it. All right, let's throw the reality check a little bit more. We'll go 2 more to the left of where we were playing and slow hook it. See if we can make it look pretty good on the fresh. That was pretty good, slow hooked it, but you can see the end shape was really sharp. Now sharp shapes are really hard to control, so kind of want to stay away from that on the fresh if you can. Because if I miss a little bit right, I might 2-8-10. If I miss a little bit left, I might go through the face. Or if I was throwing the reality or the X1, a little bit smoother shape, a little bit easier to control, have a little bit more room left and right. All right, let's go 2 more to the left, and let's try and slow it down even more. That was a decent shot, but as you can see, just labors a little bit down lane now. I'm a little bit too far left. A little bit too much oil in the middle of the lane, and it's just going to be hard to carry from there. So I think we found our happy zone, which was 2 boards right of that. And the real happy zone on the fresh is with the reality solid, the original. All right, so we just left the week 10 with that reality check. Slow hooking it from inside in the oil. Let's try that with the solid. See how much smoother that is? Much stronger ball too. I missed right on that by a board at the arrows. So that's like 2 or 3 boards down lane and it still hit flush on a long pattern. That's crazy. So reality solid, much stronger than the reality check, I would say. And much earlier, much stronger rolling ball. So on the fresh, reality solid. Let's go over to the same pattern that's been bowled on league already. 3-person teams, 4 games. So we got some burn. Let's see how the reality check rolls. All right, about halfway through the vid, throwing the reality check. Got me thinking about the altered reality and all the balls that were affected by the USBC ruling. How many of you traded them in, and how many of you still throw those affected bowling balls? Let me know down in the comments. All right, we're back on the right lane here, which has been bowled on in league, 3-person teams, 4 games, so quite a bit of play actually, same pattern. We just dressed fresh again afterwards on the left lane. All right, I'm gonna stand in the same spot here on the burn as I did on the fresh, which looked really good, and we can see the reaction difference. Feet on 26, 19 here at the arrows. All right, that was a pretty good shot, hit my target. As you can see, that ball rolled much earlier than I did on the left lane. And it was a much smoother reaction. That's what we're looking for, right? So the dry boards are a little bit closer to us. Lots of play on these lanes, lots of different bowling styles, lots of different bowling balls. Not exactly sure where everybody bowled. And the same shot over there here, hooked a little bit earlier. The ball, it looked like a different bowling ball. So it's not only what the ball does, but what the conditions are you're bowling on. So I think that hooked a little bit early for me. So I'm gonna go 2 boards to the left here and throw the same shot. Okay, that's looking a little better. As you can see, it kind of had like a mid-lane check there. Maybe we had some guys that were playing a little bit inside on this lane. So I think we should go 2 more to the left. That shape is looking a lot better though. So 4 boards left total of where we started. I think this is gonna be the good spot. right, we found some hold. That's good, that's what we want to see. Left the wrap 10, so I think we're in the right spot. It's gonna slow it down a little bit. I think we could strike for a while here. Same pattern, right? Just got lots of play on this lane, so balls are gonna react much differently. Oil's been picked up from the front, moved to the back. This ball already looks so much better on the burn condition. What it's made for. Now it's got some mid-lane read, right? It's not so sharp in the back end. This is really easy to control now. And on the flip side, if I were to throw the reality solid, it would just hook so early, burn up all its energy, have nothing left. Let's throw it. Same line as a reality check. I just went dead flush. Right, see that? Hooked in the mid lane, had nothing left down lane. Almost left the pocket 710. Got pretty lucky to carry that strike, but as you can see, the bowling balls look totally different now on a burn-up condition. So that's why you need a couple different options, right? Same core, same layout, it's just a cover stock difference, massive. Okay, one more with the reality solid on the same line there. Yeah, see, this is running out of energy. It doesn't have that pop down lane like the check does. Got the 10 late again. As you can tell, the check, just a much better bowling ball right now on this burned up lane. All right, since we know this is the right bowling ball from this condition, let's move 2 more to the left, see how it looks. Okay, pretty good shot. Wrap 10. So I think we're just a little bit too far left now. So we know where that happy zone is. Probably a board or 2 right of there, just to hit that dry a little bit sooner, that burn a little bit sooner, have it shaped properly. So let's move 1 back to the right, throw a good shot, back to the shot. Perfect. Just 1 board to the right. That ball shapes way better. Looks a lot better than the reality solid now, where it flip-flop on the fresh. So let's go wrap it up in the shop. Just got done bowling with the reality check and the reality and the X1 on the fresh and the burn, and I can tell you that this ball actually looked pretty good on both patterns, even though the reality looked a little bit better on the fresh just because it rolls a little bit earlier. It's a little bit stronger overall, and it was a little bit easier for me to control, but actually the reality check didn't look that bad. It was a little bit sharp down lane, but I think if we took the surface down, dulled it up a little bit, it could be really, really good and almost look the same as the reality here. But as you can see, once we went over to the burn lane, this ball looked a little bit different. It started to hook a little bit earlier, picked up in the right spot, and went through the pins just great. So I think once the lanes start to break down, we're getting into game 4, 5, 6 of a tournament, or game 4 of 5 of league. This is when you really want to use this ball at this surface. Overall, I think it's really close to the X1 here. I think the X1 is just a little bit earlier and stronger just because of the duller cover stock. Honestly, I think it fits like right in between the two. So we've got 3 balls here that are really, really close. So if I was going to a tournament, I don't think I would need all 3. Depending on the pattern or whatnot, I would just take 2 of the 3 or maybe even just 1 out of the 3. With that being said though, I do think I can get further left with the reality check. It has a little bit stronger back end just because it gets through the front part of the lane a little bit easier, retains its energy a little bit longer. If I was bowling on a long pattern, I think I would bring both of the realities and maybe leave the X1 at home just because it fits right in between, or take the X1 and polish reality check here and then take these 2. But definitely don't need all 3 of these balls, they're just too similar. If you do have a reality and you really like it, I would definitely suggest getting a reality check. That means you really like the core and the cover combo. This one's really similar, just gives you a little bit different shape down lane, and I think you would really love it too if you love the reality. I kind of guessed the name of this ball by accident in the first 2 reality vids by saying reality check. Reality check, altered reality check. So I'm gonna call the next ball in the reality line, it's gonna be called the virtual reality. 900 global, are you listening to me? In conclusion, if you have a big asymmetric solid and you're looking for a good complement, reality check is that ball, right? It's just gonna go a little bit longer, a little bit more continuous. You're gonna be able to play with it later in the day and move a little bit further left than you can with a big solid ball here. If you're in the market for a complement to your big asymmetric solid ball, I think we got the winner right here. So to answer Simu's question at the beginning of the video, yes, this ball does really look good on both the fresh and the burn, but as you can see, a little bit better performance on the burn condition with a little bit more drier boards down lane to the right. It just shapes a little bit better, rolls a little bit earlier, and that's what you want to see out there. One last thing before we go, the lane condition really changes how a ball reacts, right? As you can see on the fresh, this ball went really long, took a really hard left turn into the pocket, pretty hard to control at the surface it was, so I would probably have to dull it down to make it hook a little bit smoother. But once we went over to the lane that's been bowled on a whole lot, the same surface, it looked absolutely great. So just make sure you're matching up those surfaces to the right lane surface, the right condition. You should have pretty good ball reaction. Using bad ball reaction, nobody's gonna bowl good with bad ball reaction, even Belmo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget my question down below. Don't forget our promo code, shop.bufabowling.com. Jungle Barks at checkout, 10% off your order. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for our next vid.